So then, people, Tottenham Hotspur's squad has been announced for the Europa League this season, and Spence has been left out, which comes as quite a bit of a surprise, in all honesty, considering that it felt like the manager was trying to integrate him into the team in pre-season. He had some great performances in pre-season, and in the week before our first game against Leicester, the manager came out with these comments. He's trained really well in regards to Spence. He seems to fit into the group really well. I don't think left back is his obvious position. I think he's more of a right back, but the fact he can play on the left and the right gives us good options in a season where with European football we're going to have more challenges. So you've talked about European football when it comes to Spence, but you've left him out of the Europa League squad. Now we know that Spence has been reported to have had attitude problems in the past, and maybe he's had a disagreement with Ange Postecoglou. You know, maybe there's something behind the scenes that's not being reported on. But on the surface, it seems a little bit strange, and it seems like it's more hypocrisy from this manager. He talks so much, he ends up contradicting himself so often on so many different things, and this feels like another time where he's contradicting himself. He's integrating Spence into the team. He's playing him in pre-season, getting his fitness up, praising him, you know, talking about how he's going to be useful because we've got European football and we're in the Europa League. And then he's not put him in the Europa League squad, and he's not given him any game time whatsoever so far in the Premier League. So if that was the case all along, then why did you play him in pre-season? Why did you not give game time to players who are going to need to get their fitness levels up, because you know you're going to use them in the squad this season? And why didn't you go out there and sign a backup right back if you weren't going to use Spence or you weren't happy with him? Why play him? Why say you're going to use him in Europe? Then don't pick him for the squad. Don't give him any game time so far, and he won't get it against Arsenal. I doubt that he will against Brentford. So the game time he'd probably be getting this season would be against your Carabags, those sort of teams, your Elfsborgs away and at home. And he's not in the Europa League, so he's not going to be playing those games. So why did we try and integrate him into the team in pre-season? He had some really good performances, he impressed, so why did you praise him so much and say that you're going to use him for European games and not include him in the squad? And if you knew all along that you weren't going to use him, why say those things, and why not go out there and sign another right back? Because what happens now if Pedro Porro gets injured? We are in big, big trouble, in the words of Jose Mourinho, if Pedro Porro gets injured. Because who plays right back? Kulusevski? I mean, a right back in our team isn't necessarily a defensive player with Ange Postecoglou, but Kulusevski running back, putting in tackles, I don't really see it. Yes, he's versatile, but I don't think he's that versatile. We're going to have to start playing left backs at right backs. Udogie maybe, a player like that. You know, we don't have Emerson anymore, which I'm glad about, but we've sold Emerson. We brought Spence into the team, so I thought, okay, he's versatile. He can sort of do what Emerson has been doing over the last few seasons, occasionally coming at right back and at left back. But we're not including him in the Europa League squad, and he's not going to play in the Premier League. So why didn't we go out there and bring in another wing back? Why didn't we go out there and sign a right back who's versatile and can play at left back? Because what happens if Porro and Udogie get injured, man? Ben Davies and genuinely who at right back? Imagine Porro gets injured first Europa League game. We're shagged. We are absolutely shagged. Honestly, it comes across as a really, really strange decision. Now, as I say, there could have been a disagreement behind the scenes, but you know, this is why we should have strengthened in the summer to give us more quality and depth. You're bringing in all these youngsters, you're bringing through all these youngsters to the academy, and you're not including them in squads, you're not giving them game time. What about Mikey Moore, Lancashire, these sort of guys? Where's their game time so far this season? Is it going to come against Arsenal? Is it my left bollock? Will it come against Brentford? Probably not. So are they going to get any Premier League game time? No. Europa League game time? Probably not. So the youngsters coming through the academy that were praised so much aren't going to get the game time. So apart from Dominic Solanke, we're pretty much heading into every single game this season in Europe and in the league and domestic cups with the exact same team, the exact same tactics. So why are we not going to get the exact same results? You know what I mean? Take me back to the beginning of last season when it was all rosy and the grass was green and Ange ball and all of that. You look back on that now and you really do start to think, was it that unbelievable start that injuries derailed, or was it the honeymoon period? Was it the new manager bounce? Because everything since that Chelsea game has been so on and off. It really has, and especially towards the end of the season and at the beginning of this season. It's all gone Pete Tong, innit? It really has. Midway through last season, it was alright. End of last season, I mean, pile of hippo shite. In the beginning of this season, 4 points in 3 games. It's not great when you look at the opposition as well. Newcastle away, a game that we dominated, but our tactics cost us. playing a stupid high line at that point in the game. Second game, good win against Everton, but the care home team where my nan stays could beat Everton. Let's not beat around the bush. And the first game against Leicester, again, dominated the game, but you can have all the possession. It don't mean diddly if you don't finish your chances and your play isn't good enough in the final third. Do you know why it isn't good enough in the final third? Because we've gone, okay, we'll bring in Odebert, we'll try and bring through Lancashire. These players aren't getting the game time. I mean, Odebert, you know, started against Newcastle and Everton, he's done all right, but he's not going to be starting every single game going forward. So we're lacking in the final third. Why did we not go out there and sign an Eze? I say it in every single video. We needed a number 6. We needed a quality winger, in my opinion, and we also needed a defensive player who's versatile, can maybe play at centre back, can, you know, fill in at full back if we need him to. So, look, I suppose if Udogie gets injured, you've got Mickey van der Ven, but genuinely, if something happens to Porro in the league as well, even if it does, Spence is coming in. He's not going to be fit and ready because he's not been playing any games. He's not been getting any game time in the Europa League, domestic cups. He won't. So I really don't understand it. I'm not even Spence's biggest fan. I think he's got an attitude problem, and you can't really say that he's hugely improved. And this is his huge, you know, Red Jed redemption. This is his redemption arc. But you know, he had a few good games in pre-season. It looked like we were going to integrate him into the squad, and we've just completely given up on that for some reason. So why has the manager said that we've got a season with Europe, he's going to be a useful asset? He's not giving him any game time in the league. He's not giving him game time and hasn't chosen him for the Europa League. So why waste the time trying to integrate him into the team in pre-season? Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. But guys, comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Take care of yourselves. Have a smashing rest of your day. And as always, come on you Spurs, Enoch and Levy out. Have a great day.